Almost the weekend. How is the friends doing? Tripwire, Zeri, Nahum, good to see you. TMK, Raisin. Hope y'all are doing well. Hello. Spiderhound, how are you? As for myself, I am doing very well. I had a good morning. I mainly just really hunkered down on my violin practice for my classical stuff. And my new piece is so frustrating. I don't enjoy it, but Julia told me I wouldn't enjoy it, so at least there's that. And I learned a new fiddle tune. I learned Bonaparte's Retreat. Still on my mission to try and learn a fiddle tune every day. Trying to one-up my classical and fiddle game at the same time. It is, I will say, kind of nice to be able to go in between two very different things, because then you're not over-analyzing one too much. And I'm just working on the final touches for the vlog, which I'm hoping to put out next week. I kept coming up with more ideas for it and wanted to add more and write music for it and do all these things. But I feel really good about it. I showed one of my friends some of it and they were like, oh wow, this is actually interesting. I'd watch it. I was like, yay! That's exactly what I wanted to hear. You mean that everyone thinks this is a cello? It's a violin. I guess it's just a perspective thing, yeah. I get my butt kicked every time I get a new classical piece or etude. Would be nice to have other things to balance. Hey, the world's open, Tripwire, of wonderful music to explore. I am. It was a nice morning. I treated myself to some ramen yesterday from my favorite ramen spot, which always just puts me in such a good mood. I love it so much. And yeah, I feel ready to just jump into things today. Welcome, by the way, for Mark Songs. Dabble in improv. Well, I know that you say that you play cello along with some of the stuff that I do here on stream, which makes me very happy. A handful of you sometimes tell me when you're playing along with me on stream, and it just makes my heart so warm to be like, oh my gosh, without even realizing it, there's wonderful connections being made, you know, even when you're not sitting right in front of each other. So yeah, I'm ready to jump in for today. What do I want to do? I kind of just want to jump in with a piece today. Looking at my binders, which one of you is the one? Let's do Kakariko Village. When my mom visited, she was so funny. She's like, do you have a hard drive with all the sheet music? Because if anything happened, you're just gonna lose everything all at once. Like, yeah, it's on a hard drive. She's like, get a second one. I'm like, okay. Yes, ma'am. Oh, are we about to get double tracked? We're about to get double tracked. Let me fade it. Before each stream, I'll turn my computer off and let it kind of chill for a moment. And then when you reopen, everything plays all at once if I have the tabs already open. But looks like I got them all in time, so that's good. This particular rendition of Kakariko Village is done by one of my favorites. You hear me talk about them a lot as I play along to a handful of their things. Juke Remix. I just typed in Juke Village. Okay, Juke Remix, Kakariko Village. There we go. Zeri, thank you for half a year now. Thank you so, so very much. And all the support that you consistently, just give on the channel. It does not go unseen, and it means so very much to me. So thank you. I think I also saw Fasted. Do you have some good news? Let me scroll back up. For Jackson, welcome. For Blitz, welcoming Corolla. Let's see, Joe. And I saw Nahum had some rule that you guys were backing up. 3-2-1 rule of backups, 3 copies on 2 different kinds of media, one of which is off-site. Okay. Yes. I think I got that covered. Just need to start following my own advice. Hey, I think that's something we all relate to, right? Cathador is here, you're welcome. I think I'm caught up. Yes. I know you guys were talking about tapes. It made me think of cassettes initially. And I was like, I love cassettes. I still have mine. I could show you some. I was actually thinking for Fast Don't Lie that it would make sense to have these in the shame closet, but I do actually listen to these every now and then. When my parents moved out of our, childhood home, they cleared out so much stuff. And when I went home to visit, I was trying to pick anything I might want to keep. And I went through our cassettes and found classics like the Beatles, some classical cassettes that my mom had. And some of my friends actually released their new music on cassettes and sell them, which I thought was kind of cool. This is one of my friend's basic printer. Classic Beauty and the Beast cassette. So I was like, yeah, I want to keep these. They're fun. And what's great about vinyl and cassettes is it really encourages you to sit down and listen to the whole thing. Obviously, when you are able to go on Spotify or something, you can just click which track that you want. So it is kind of a nice sit-down experience that I enjoy. And sometimes cassettes barf out their tape. That is such a funny personification. It really paints a picture. A beautiful picture. I still have a bunch of old cassettes, but I don't get why some music is still putting them out on them. I think it's for the collector's idea. With the new Zelda game, for example, I had to get a hard copy of it. I know I could have just downloaded directly and it would be one less thing taking up space in my house. But I just like having the collection, I like knowing I have all of them. Yeah. How about we do Skyloft? For Zeri, if there's something I can play for you for your resub, please let me or Mod know. My only plan for today was to try and make sure I get through my new loop arrangement for Tangled. I started a new one. I feel like I've finally kind of broken through this wall that I had built up with making new arrangements. I didn't want to make new loop arrangements until I explored more of Ableton, so that when I added new things, it would be able to give something new and interesting to our song list that would continue to expand not only the sounds for you guys to enjoy, but encourage me to try different genres and explore different sounds that I haven't previously done. So I've been really enjoying the the presets of the amp racks in there to really get a variety of new tones with my bass and the electric guitar. And I'm continuing to practice bass and piano and guitar, which has been continuously all being lifted up. I wish I could go faster than I am, but I do realize I'm trying to get better at a lot of different things. So while it feels slow, across the board, all the instruments are like slowly starting to rise, like the tide, you know? Skyloft. Oh, just saying tide makes me miss home. With the Cape Cod. I grew up initially outside of Boston, close to the city, but my parents sold our house and they have a house. They moved in now in the Cape area, which means I get to see the ocean when I get to go home now, which is like amazing. And they're very happy there, which makes me happy, of course. You know what? I realized that this song is in D, and I have a penny whistle in D. Maybe I can play it. Practice first. So let's see. Yeah, let's try it. That'd be fun. I want to play penny whistle to it. Pretty close. I missed the ending, so it's a G. D, E, F, G. There we go. Even the penny whistle I'm getting better at. It's at least becoming more intuitive with reading music and translating it to where the notes are on that. Fun. Love it. What do I want to do next? I kind of want to do... I always forget what it's called. It's Spring something from Fire Emblem. But I feel like it also has that kind of like happy, relaxing, little vibe to it. Here we go. Spring. What is it? Spring. It's going to drive me nuts when I see it. I know it will. Radiance. Ah! Spring Radiance. Gosh darn it. Spring Radiance. Station. Thank you so much. You gifted, was that 3 subs? Thank you so much. Thank you. And please let me know if I can play something for you. I would love to. I feel like for Zeri, with you putting the cozy emote in chat, it's just guiding me to do some cozy songs. So I think next I'd like to do a beautiful piece called Burna Village. Station again, thank you. Thank you so much, thank you. And again, they've gone wild. Thank you. Also, let me know if the balance levels are okay. I'm having, I hate to admit, more issues with ringing in my ear. I know that violin does cause some hearing damage, especially on your left side, because that's where the sound comes out. And I think, honestly, that's been doing more damage than anything else. I keep my headphones very low on stream. But with that being said, it's kind of hard to sometimes feel like I'm getting the right balance because I've turned everything down so much. Butley, thank you. It's a fake one, I will say. It's like permanently wrapped like this around a headphone. I'm not as skilled with tying it. I usually just wear it to keep the hair out of my face when I do makeup. But I was like, hey, it matches my zombie shirt. For Suvi Karaya, thank you very much for a resub for 2 months now. For Jove for the dono. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but you did give $4.99, and in order to get a priority request, it is $5. I feel less bad about it because I've told you this before, but you seem to just keep making the same mistake. So I cannot play you a song for moral reasons. Moral's not the right word. Nope. I see that you just gave a bit, but that doesn't add on. In fact, it subtracts. So now you are just farther away than you were before. My friend, thank you for modding. Still very satisfying. 1999 though. Thank you. The horse is already out of the barn. Is that like a actual expression? I've never heard that. But it speaks to me. I enjoy it. For Frolic Chris, welcome. Sounds are okay. Cool. For Hisk, welcome, by the way. It's not too bad. It just happens occasionally. But, you know, being a musician, it's hard not to worry about hearing loss. I always wear earplugs when I go to shows. But, you know, it's just something that comes along with what I've decided to do. And I'm okay with that. I'm just trying to make sure I am as mindful as possible with, you know, limiting that damage as much as possible. It also gets worse for me if I'm grinding my teeth too much. I am a teeth grinder. I hate that about myself, but that was strong wording. It's not my favorite thing. I wish I didn't do it. I don't really do it in the day. It's at night. So I wear a mouth guard to sleep. Very cute. It's very nice. Since I've been wearing it though, I've had less jaw pain and I sleep better. I will say, damn though, that first night I put in the mouth guard, I was so uncomfortable. And I just like laid in bed and was like, this is the rest of my life. This is how I'm going to feel going to sleep the rest of my life. But honestly, after like one night, I'm used to it. So, what's a CPAP? Is that the machine that like helps you breathe? Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. True. Perspective's important. Making sure I didn't miss anything here. I think I'm caught up. For Suvi Karaya, please let me know if I can play you something. I do know someone with who has sleep apnea and has one of those machines. I saw we had a priority request put in for Station for Dream a Little Dream of Me, and I would love to do this for you. Let me just pull it up here. This is one of the rare songs I just sing with the guitar. I don't loop or anything, just keep it simple. Audacious welcome, by the way, Pythagorat. I hope everyone's doing well. I should use a pick to make it louder. Okay. Like arc it down so the guitar can get it. That's pretty good, huh? Less reverb. Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in a sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me. When I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. I've been working really hard lately on practicing the guitar more with a pick. I've never felt comfortable strumming a guitar with a pick. I've always been a girl who loves finger picking guitar. I love using these 3 fingers, alternate bass thumb. That's my jam. But ever since getting the electric guitar, you can obviously finger pick on an electric guitar, but I wanted to really explore the genres and the world that was possible with the electric guitar, and a lot of that involves strumming. So that was my key motivator for starting to practice more with a pick. Let's see. Ban, welcome. Yelling at Clouds, welcome as well. Loopty. Try my best to make sure I don't miss anybody. Ace, welcome. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Tone Love for a resub for 5 months. Thank you very much. Hi, how are you doing today? A nice soft nylon pick. Yeah, for Ace, that was actually what got me started. So you were totally on the nose with that. Sup, lady? What's up, FM? Need some good vibes if that's alright. I will do my best. I hope everything's going okay. I was just starting with some really cute home themes that are very relaxing and happy. The next one I was going to do is Burn a Village. This one is very, very pretty. I was super excited when it came on the playlist I was listening to for Monster Hunter Generations. It's the game that this is from. And within the first couple notes, I was like, I'm learning this one. No doubt about it. I'm writing sheet music right now. So far, I'm having a stream where, like, right as I'm finishing a song, I think about the next one. And I'm like, ooh, yes, that one's next. I haven't done this one for a long time. It's called The Flatlands. And it's from... I always mix these two up. I think it's from Bravely Octopath Traveler? Octopath Traveler. I was right. I feel like I've avoided playing it because it's one of the transcriptions I've done where I wrote out like 5 different instruments because I didn't know which one I wanted to play. So my transcription turned into this, which isn't the easiest to access. But it's so pretty. It's one of my favorites, so I shouldn't overlook it just because it's a little bit awkward to take out. Let's see. The Flatlands. Treated myself to a nice coffee today. It's starting to get hot here in Nashville, y'all. I will say, since my move down south, the summers here are just not what I'm used to. They're really intense. It is really hot. Let's see. I'll do this one. Where'd it go? Come back. I hope my internet didn't cut out. Am I still live? I really hope I'm still live. Okay, whatever. I want to do this song one more time, but play one of the harmony lines that I wrote out. Yes, they're all so lovely. For Chimerax, no, Kimchi is doing a little better with the cables. He's slowly learning and becoming a bit less of one to test the boundaries. He's actually been really, really good. When I was practicing violin today, he really wanted to play, and I played with him for like a good 15 minutes, and then he just sat right there and watched me play and fell asleep on the carpet. And I was like, oh, good boy. So Kimchi's doing great. I was at a wedding this weekend that played video game music during dinner, and I'm now absolutely going to do that. I envision for myself, if I ever get married one day, I'll probably do the same. Probably not too surprising, right? Okay, I would like to do this one more time with a harmony. I know I did that one a lot, but I, again, haven't played it for at least a handful of months, if not longer. So I was excited to give it a little revisit. Thank you for the new follow, by the way, Dragon649. And the kind words. Thank you. Welcome. On this channel, I play over video game soundtracks, and I listen to them and write out the music based on what I'm hearing. And I also do loop arrangements of covers, video game music, instrumentals, and originals. And I sing on top of them. So I like to think maybe I have something for everybody. But I just appreciate you following nonetheless. Also, Decibel ×3, thank you for the resub. Julia! We're like in a raid war. Welcome. How are you doing? I was working on my Kreitzer today, and now that I'm doing the shifting correctly, it really isn't enjoyable in any way. But I am putting the time that I need into it, so I'm ready to give that a go. Most of you already are familiar with my teacher by now, Storioni Girl, aka Julia, but she is absolutely incredible. When I first found her on Twitch, it was Raisin who typed in the Discord, "A new violinist enters the Twitch arena." And I was like, "Oh, well, let me see." And then I clicked on her channel and immediately was like, "Oh my gosh, she's amazing." And now I take lessons with her, and it's awesome. And I can tell I've been really growing into a much stronger player, so I'm very grateful for that. Wendy, thank you for gifting 2 subs. Please let me know if I can play you something, as well as Julia. Let me know if there's something I can play for you. Yeah, it was in the shout-out section. A new violinist enters the stadium. I was like, huh, well, let me see. And I was like, oh, damn. Damn. Kicks my butt. For anyone from Julia's Raid, what's up? I'm Joe, and I play over video game soundtracks because I love video game music. It's my favorite. And I also make loop arrangements and sing on top of them, featuring a large variety of instruments. These are the Franks. It's my face on a Furby with Barbie legs attached to it, and he's very cute. Please don't say he's not cute. It would crush me. Station, you are amazing. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs and kicking off a hype train. Wendy as well for the gifted subs. You also get a priority request, so please let me know. No you. But the string players are still pretty rare. I feel like because I've only had positive experiences, I mean, honestly, with most people on Twitch, but especially the string players, everyone is so nice to each other and respectful and like willing to help out. I'm very, very grateful for the community of string players here on Twitch. Is you never know if it's going to be a competitive environment or you know, just not as inclusive with anything, not just Twitch, obviously. But for most of them, I feel like I've at least had, like, you know, Discord conversations with, and everyone's been very, very, very nice. Let's see. I would love to listen. Oh, I love to listen to you in the evening before bedtime. Thank you. Merry-Go-Round of Life? Absolutely. I actually have that binder in front of me right now. Now, I'm not as good as at my higher register notes, but I'm going to try. I've been working on it. Katrina, welcome. Let's see. For Stabby, what's up? I wish I could play well enough to stream. It does seem like such a nice community and everyone is so good. For what it's worth, for Stabby, when I started streaming, well, first off, for anyone who wants to try streaming, I highly recommend just do it, because everyone, when they first start, probably won't have more than like 1 or 2 people come in, just because it's new and you're figuring it out. So with that peace of mind, you don't really lose anything by just trying. And when I first started streaming, I just did my practice routine. I had no song list. I had no microphone. I just used my MacBook with the built-in camera and the sound, and it looked and sounded terrible. But I think that there's a large amount of people, including myself, that really become really excited to find a new streamer and watch them figure it out as they go and get better. So for what it's worth, that was what my journey was. If that can motivate you, you know? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, when I first had my channel start to grow where people came in, I started kind of freaking out. Like when there was 25 people consistently, I was like nervous. Suddenly I felt like I had to be better. But I just kept growing with that group, and the group kept growing as I got better and more comfortable. For Stabby, thank you for the bits. Thank you. And Katrina for that follow. And Emilitz for the bits. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, everybody. You're making me feel the love. I'm very grateful, you guys. Thank you. So we're gonna do Merry-Go-Round of Life, of course, from Howl's Moving Castle. And the amazing piano performance that you are going to hear is done by a fabulous YouTuber by the name of Paradise, except instead of an I, you put a number 1, spelling Paradise. Thank you for the raid. How are you? Obviously, some parts that I need to tighten up, but I'm getting at least more comfortable with playing higher up on the neck, even though it kind of terrifies me. For Stabby, thank you for tier 2 sub. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And again, I highly encourage you, if you wanted to just dip your toes in that streaming water, give it a go. I think one thing I'm really grateful for is there's one that's not on your list I think you'd like a lot. Man, it kind of breaks my heart with a lot of the anime stuff. Yes, I have been having to slowly take it all off my song list because of DMCA reasons. I had to remove my Bleach transcription, and I loved playing that song, so I was so sad. But yeah, it stinks. But if I make a loop of them from scratch, it's possible, but a lot of them have like such a large amount of chord changes and sections of the songs. I feel like I should probably give that show a try, though. I'm looking for more shows to watch. That one is Tough Ones from the themes. I'm going to put it over here to just listen to later. Lamentoso. I'll give that a listen later. Yo, Balance, welcome, by the way. After having that little piano moment, it makes me want to do Eunice theme. I can't remember the last time I've done this piece, but it's very, very pretty. This is a performance done by the fantastic pianist arranger by the name of TPR. They have an enormous catalog of video game arrangements, so if you like what you hear, check them out. Oh, started in the middle. When I saw Julia come in, I turned my reverb down. I was like, I should turn my reverb down to make sure I'm like actively trying to apply the things I'm working on so I could hear it better. Let's see here. I know I haven't gotten to a loop yet. I promise I will, but I'm also just really enjoying playing some game music right now. For Pythagora, welcome. Waldo, welcome in. How are you doing today? And Jack, Greiser, you are so glorious. Let's see. How about I do... Where is it? This one's kind of scary to play because it has like all the sharps in the world. There's 7 sharps somehow in this piece. Dear to the Heart from Final Fantasy VII. How is the Michi start? Do you mean kimchi? Yes, Kimchi's doing very well. He's continuing to just get more and more comfy. I've had a couple friends come to my house to meet him, and he is so friendly. He'll like run right up to them and smell their hand and rub around their legs and ask for pets and sits on their lap. And it's really nice to see him bring a smile to the faces of the other important people in my life. So that's been really nice. Let's see. Yeah, he's been great. Like, the only thing we're still working on is not chewing at... He doesn't even chew. He'll just lightly bite only this cable as it moves around while I stream. And the damn phone charger. Kittens and phone chargers, they can't be stopped. And he's also getting better at... I'm redirecting his hyper energy to play with his toys and not me, because he wants to play with me like a toy. So he'll like try and jump and claw and do that thing where, you know, a cat grabs you and kicks you frantically with their feet. He just keeps doing that. He just keeps going for it. And I'm like, stop kicking, attacking me, please. Please stop. I love Kimchi. Also, I love your talking to Kimchi voice. It's like, I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'm trying to like really make sure I have a calm voice when I talk to him, especially when I discourage him, because I don't... Like, cats don't do well if you try and discipline and have a harsh voice with them. You have to just guide their energy elsewhere. But he's been taking to it very well. And he's so cute. He'll follow me room to room. Like, he gets very upset if I close the door. The door's open now, but I think he's sleeping in his little cat bed downstairs now. Let's see. I was gonna do Dear to the Heart next. Your cat bites your ankles when you play. He just tries to claw up my jeans like a tree trunk. He like put his claws in and start going up and wants to like... He likes to fall asleep on my chest with his head here. So he's just trying to get me to like hold him. But I'm like, dude, stop. I think most of the cat scratches at this point have healed. I had a pretty gnarly one here for a bit, but I think it finally healed. He tried to jump into my arms after I took a shower and I had my towel. And he just grabbed on my chest. I was like, ah! But it's okay. He didn't know. Evier, Metal, and Fatal Recall, thank you for the new follows, by the way. That one's one of the scariest ones for me to play. The key is so hard and it's so soft and delicate that any mistakes are just like extraordinarily noticeable. Allie loves Little Peep. Thank you for the follow, as well as Shadowscape. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Since people seem to be enjoying the game music, I'm going to do a handful more of them. But before I jump in, just wanted to do a quick reminder about the giveaway that we are so lucky to be able to do on this channel, thanks to the sponsor for Capital One Bank, and their shopping extension browser. Oh my gosh, I'm mixing up all the words. My apologies. The Capital One shopping browser extension. It's awesome. You just install it with 3 simple clicks. It's free, and what it does is it will scan the internet for coupons before you make your purchase on a huge variety of websites: GameStop, Sephora, Anthropology, Adorama. Most places you think of, it's going to be able to apply. And what's awesome is not only does it help you save money, but if you use my clip, or my link, that's the word. If you use my link and you sign up with it, you are also entered in the giveaway lottery. And this is very exciting because if we hit 26 more, then someone will be receiving these beautiful Yamaha Monitor speakers. They are the exact pair that I use and I've seen in studios all around Nashville. They're absolutely fantastic speakers. So if you want to be included in that lottery and save some money along the way, use my link to get the free browser extension from Capital One. And even if you don't win necessarily the speakers, you're going to win by just saving money before the checkouts. I've saved a lot of money using it myself, especially on things like furniture purchases and electronics. So that's my little spiel about that. Thank you for the follows, Venom as well as Canuck. Thank you. Words are hard. I thought I was doing such a good job talking today, but alas. Next, I would like to do Frontier Village Dolly. I'm going to do just a couple more video game songs and then move on to looping. I have a brand new loop arrangement that I put together and I'm excited to give a go. I've already started a new one as well on top of that. So now that I've had some breakthroughs in Ableton, I finally feel like I'm ready to make some new loop arrangements for you guys. So I'm excited. Absolutely love that one. Also, Barack, what's up? It's good to see you. You had wonderful timing there. I feel like I should do one more Final Fantasy IX just for you. How about Vivi's theme? Nuvio, thank you for the follow. There's been a lot of new follows today, everybody. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And no, FF9 is not an MMO RPG. It was my first Final Fantasy, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I was in 5th grade. For Nuvio, your message made me so happy. That was quite similar for me. What really got me impassioned about playing violin was when I got to a point where I could finally figure out how to play things by ear without needing sheet music, and knowing the whole world of music opened up when I was able to like start to figure things out by ear. The first thing I decided to learn on my own was Downstream from Braid, because I thought it was so pretty and I really wanted to be able to play it. And then the second one I learned by ear was Skyloft from Skyward Sword, and then Frontier Village Dolly. Those were the first 3. I don't know if I've ever said that on stream before. I haven't done Secret Library Daguerreo for a bit, so I can do that for you, Barack. This one's on the house, just as I like you so much. It's a pretty one. I've said it before, but this song, I envision me and Butley Poopington dancing with a very proper, like, old-timey dance where, like, it would be too bold to, like, touch another person's hand in that time. So you have, like, a handkerchief that you both hold on one end of, and you dance like that. That's what I think about when I play that song. Do you see what I'm talking about, though? It's so just, like, obviously the right move. So I think I'm going to take a quick break, have some water and use the restroom. But before I do so, I was talking to you guys. Obviously, we got a raid from my classical violin teacher, Julia. And then on my own time while studying classical with her, I've been trying to learn a new fiddle tune every day. I worked up the courage to do something I've been wanting to do for years, but I was too scared to try, which was go to a fiddle jam. I moved to Nashville like 10 years ago, and there's some fiddle jams around here for old time music and bluegrass. And I really wanted to do it, but I was so scared I wasn't good enough. And I finally went a week ago, and I learned like 8 fiddle tunes, showed up, and I did it, and everyone was really nice, and I'm definitely going to keep going back. I learned a lot from listening, and I wrote down all the songs that they played that I didn't know, and I'm still trying to learn a fiddle tune a day. So I just learned my most recent one, which was Bonaparte's Retreat. I'm going to try and learn a new one after stream. I did this one yesterday. So let's see if I remembered it. Obviously, you know, I write out my sheet music based on ear. However, with fiddle music, it's meant to be learned traditionally without sheet music. You're really encouraged to learn it by ear. And that's not how I'm used to learning, so it's been really frustrating, but I just find a YouTube video of a violinist playing through it in a style that I like, and then I repeat it over and over on YouTube and play along with it until I figure it out. A piece of advice I can give: on YouTube, if you go under the settings cog that's underneath the video, you'll see playback speed. That's very helpful when you're trying to learn a song by ear. Just slow it down if it's too fast and then work your way back up. So this is what I learned. Let's see if I can remember. I'm kind of nervous. Okay. Bonaparte's Retreat. Open up this. Is it loud enough? Yeah. Okay. Oh no. I'm playing too close to the frog. Fiddle players sometimes will play with their bow hold up here. I know I'm standing to show you. Some fiddle players like to hold it here. Even higher. The upper part of your violin bow is lighter than the frog. This is called the frog, the bottom part, which is heavier. So a lot of fiddle players hold it higher up on the bow, like here, because you can go a bit faster. I've actually never tried it before. Let's see. I'm probably gonna hate it. Oh, this feels so wrong. mean, after doing it, I get it. I don't think I'm going to adapt that because I'm nervous it would take away from my classical studies. But yeah, that's the brand new one I learned yesterday, and I'm going to make sure I learn another one before I go to bed tonight. By the way, for anyone who might be signing up for the giveaway, just so you know, this doesn't update right away. It updates every like 30 minutes to an hour. So don't panic if you signed up for the wonderful Capital One shopping browser extension to be involved in the giveaway. It should update after a little bit. Let's see. So when someone asks you the difference between violin and fiddle, just tell them the fiddle, there's no frog touching. No frog licking. I don't know. Sometimes I remember on The Simpsons, if you licked a frog, you'd like trip out. But it didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. Okay, I'm gonna leave on that. I will be right back. My bad. Okay, give me a couple minutes. Cool, I'll be right back. Thanks for letting me take a quick break there. So, I'm ready to move into loop land. I'm just trying to think of which one I want to do first. I know I'm going to work my way till doing the brand new loop that I put together. Maybe I'll start with a little build. Since I'm wearing my zombie shirt, why don't I play This Will Be Our Year first, and then increase the energy from that point. For Teddy, thank you for the follow. All right. So this is one I'm going to build from scratch. Even though I'm building it from scratch, I still made a template for it. I'm making efforts to have templates made for every loop I do. It's basically in Ableton, you can have like different effects built on each individual track. For mine, as of right now, I'm going to keep building it as I go, but as of right now, I just have all the pedals set up so I don't have to assign them and waste time when I get started and the tempo put in. Sometimes I pre-record some basic things. This one I just did like a kick and a snare too, so it's nothing too much. Do you know that if the fiddle tune you just played was incorporated by Copeland and Rodeo? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. There are classic fiddle tunes that have been incorporated in a fair amount of compositions. So maybe? Wish I could help more with that, my bad. All right, let's do it. 2, 3. Sorry, it's kind of loud. Cool. 1, 2. Yogi, thank you for the raid. Thank you. Let me know if I can play you something. The warmth of your love's like the warmth of the sun, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Don't let go of my hand, now that darkness has gone, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come. And I won't forget the way you helped me up when I was down, and I won't forget the way you said, darling, I love you, you give me faith to go on. Now we're there, and we've only just begun. This will be our year. Took a long time to come. The warmth of your smile, smile for me, little one. This will be our year. Took a long time to come. You don't have to worry, all your worry days are gone, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Now I won't forget the way you held me up when I was down. Now I won't forget the way you said, darling, I love you, you give me faith to go on. Now we're there, and we've only just begun. This will be our year. Took a long time to come. Of the sun, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Don't let go of my hand, now that darkness has gone, and this will be our year. Took a long time to come. Now I won't forget the way you held me up when I was down. Now I won't forget the way you said, darling, I love you, you give me faith to go on. Now we're there, and we've only just begun. This will be our year. Took a long time to come. Of course, for Yogi. I was actually planning on watching some Sailor Moon Crystal tonight. And I'm having a craving. Do you guys understand what I mean by this? Like, I have the option of getting a nice pizza, but I want like a really cheap pizza tonight. Just like kind of a crummy pizza. For new of you, thank you. I can't explain it, but when I came back to start to do looping, my hands started shaking a little. I got like kind of nervous. I still doubt myself sometimes. Oh, this is the wrong binder. I still doubt myself sometimes with like going back and forth between playing video game music and doing loops. But I also really want to keep doing both things on my channel, even though they don't necessarily mesh maybe as well as some other people's song lists, but I just really love it all. Silver binder. This is it. Daniel, what's up? We're having sausage pizza from takeout. What I'm craving is Jet's Pizza. Please don't come for me calling it kind of crummy pizza. I think you know what I mean. It's just like not like a restaurant pizza, but it's a Detroit style pizza. And I really want it. So I'm going to order that tonight and I'm going to watch Sailor Moon. So it's only appropriate that for Yogi, I do one of their favorite songs, which is Moonlight Densetsu. This is also the main theme from Sailor Moon. For Doc, welcome. I hadn't heard of Jets before. I grew up outside of Boston, Massachusetts, and we didn't have that chain up there. And when I moved to Nashville, it was next to a place where I was working retail when I first moved here. And I was like, sure, I'll try it. And was like, oh, damn, this is really good. So it was one of my like lunch spots when I used to work retail. I really hated working retail. I much preferred being a barista over that. I wasn't aggressive enough really for it. Not happy at all. Once more. That is not the right thing. It just loaded up like one of the traditional Appalachian tunes that I've been checking out. Let's try this again. My daughter was a barista when she was 16 to 18. That's when I did it too. It taught her a lot about customer service, social skills, and conflict resolution. Yeah, I mean, I'm really glad I did it. I actually kind of liked being a barista. I thought it was fun. I wasn't very good at it. The funny thing was I didn't drink coffee. So when people would ask for really fancy ones, I'd be like, yes. Like, can I have a mocha frap double shot skim something? And I'd be like, yes. Okay, yeah. my opinion, one of the best themes for a show ever. It's so awesome. For Carl, I had a customer when I was a barista throw a drink at me once. Luckily, it wasn't that hot, but I was shocked. I was like, what? And I just stared. I didn't know what to do. And my coworker just like grabbed me and put me in the back room. He's like, do dishes, do dishes. I was like, what just happened? There's always something. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I really don't care. And that was so long ago, especially at this point. I was honestly more upset contemplating if I should share this or not. I'm like running through if I get in trouble. I'll do a vague version. Essentially, when I did retail, we know that certain things get tax write-offs. And there's like a really big system we have to go through. No, it's okay. It's not that. Oh, it's... Wait, did the sensor bar show up? Interesting. But I was lied to and tricked by someone to do a tax exemption from their purchase. They had all the paperwork and everything, but I didn't realize that they were using their own credit card rather than a company credit card or the organization. And it just made me feel so bad afterwards. Like my boss freaked out at me. And like I'd gone enough through with the paperwork that we had to finalize the sale. And the guy at that point knew that he was busted, but he had gotten away with it. And he was so just condescending and rude to me. It just made me so upset. All to get a no tax on a stupid keyboard, but you know. No chaos unless Kimchi orders it. Luckily, there's been a little less chaos with Kimchi as of late. He didn't really bring that much, honestly. For player piano, welcome. Or piano player. There we go. But I escaped retail to do teaching. And then from teaching, I found myself here on Twitch. Been a fun little journey. Let's see, we did a softer one, so why don't I do a softer loop before picking up the energy again? I think I'd like to do Kiss Me to make sure I remember the piano part that I put together for it. And then we'll go from there. You know what, I'll do Kiss Me, and then I'm gonna do Fastball's the Way. That's another one that I redone recently, so I wanna make sure I remember it. And then I'll do my brand new loop arrangement of Tangled, if that sounds good. Never a dull day in retail. I wasn't made for it. I felt wrong trying to upsell people, especially when I knew that they didn't need something that was like as intense. You know, I would sell a beginner pianist like a $100 Yamaha keyboard. They're like, you should really upsell that. I'm like, no, they don't need it. Melissa, thank you. What's up? I was just about to do a loop performance of Sixpence None the Richer's Kiss Me. But welcome, Raiders. What's up? My name's Joe. I was just talking about my past career in retail and how much I hated it. I'm doing great. How about you, Melissa? For anyone who hasn't had the joy of watching Melissa, you should change that. She's a fantastic singer-songwriter, wonderful song list, and on top of that, she's just lovely and good company. And that's always what we're looking for here on Twitch, right? For KB, or K Bahamut, thank you very much for the sub. Thank you. And for the Raiders, welcome. My name's Joe, and I play over video game soundtracks like the one you're listening to now. And I also make loop arrangements and sing on top of them, playing a lot of different instruments. I was about to do Sixpence None the Richer. And if you stick around, I hope you get cozy. For Downward Spiral, thank you for gifting a sub to Melissa. Thank you. I actually do have a Fiona Apple arrangement. I did one of Extraordinary Machine. But first I'm gonna do this. What should I play first? Let's knock out the bass first. Working on my bass skills. Seen you several times in YouTube, but I finally got to see you live. Thank you. I appreciate that. I've been a lot better at updating the VOD channel up on YouTube. So if you're looking for my VODs, I put them on YouTube. All right, let's do it. So loud, sorry. Ah. It's not plugged in. Oh God, this is such a bad start. I promise I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay. I love this first part. It's really easy on the bass. That's it. It's not on the beat though, so I should make that a little cleaner. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sorry everybody, I'm all over the place today. I exposed my secret backup singer, Jo. She wasn't supposed to say hi until later, so my bad. Let's try piano. I'm not as good at piano as Melissa is, but I've been learning this year and working really hard at it. So let's see, I haven't done this one for a while. I did it in the wrong channel. I'm such a butt face. Ah! Yeah, okay. So I should do an F chord. And then I think I did octaves. D minor to G to C to A. Okay. Let's try just playing along first. nervous, everybody. I got so nervous about looping today. Take your time, C. And then back to D. And then octaves again. To a G. One more time without the track for me. D. B flat. Octaves. To a G. G chord. Okay. Let me try it again. Everyone's being so nice in chat. Thank you guys. I've been trying to challenge myself to do things I'm not yet really that comfortable with. But if I keep trying, it will get comfortable at some point. At least I hope. It's not perfect, but I think underneath everything it will be fine. I'm just gonna commit so we can move forward.
shoes and I will wear the dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Leave me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling.
There we go.
Kiss me down by the broken tree house. Swing me upon its hanging tide. Bring your flowered hat. We'll take the train marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. And kiss me. Kiss me out of the beat barley nightly beside the green grass. Swing, swing, swing that spin step. You wear the shoes and I will wear the dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. And kiss me.
I'm proud of myself for sticking to it. Not gonna lie, I started panicking in my head a little bit when I couldn't figure out the piano line that I'd previously put together for it. But again, I've been really trying this year to become comfortable in the piano and the bass, because I've never felt comfortable with either, and I'm very new to them. But it's been getting much, much better. I know I need to keep kind of fighting through the uncomfortableness of it and just keep going for it, you know? For all the new follows, thank you so much. Private Eye, Joe Mama, Sarah, Lenovra, and Stig Online, P.O. entering what month now of your gifted just load of subs from pencils? Month 4. Emilets, thank you for the bits. For Bailu for the bits as well. Thank you very much. So now I'm going to try another one that I'm not too comfy with, and then another one. Yes, I want to get comfortable with these, dang it. So I'm going to keep trying. I did a little arrangement of The Way by Faustball. I've always loved this song ever since I was a kid. And then I went through a big phase of it where I listened to it all the time in college too. So I decided I put together my own little arrangement of it. So I'm going to start with the bass again and then move on to some strings and sing on it. I hope you like it. So let's see. A. It's in the key of A. So. And then like a walk down. That feels good. Yeah. Okay, let's try it. For some of my loops, I do them from scratch, and then for some that have a longer form to them, I pre-record little sections. This is like a measure of pre-chorus. This is the guitar I already laid down, and just like a basic snare. Just if you're curious as to what you're looking at over here. So bass is number 3. Start with that volume down. Bring this up. And let's go. You're at 0 volume. There we go. Bella, thank you for a sub, a brand new sub. Thank you. If there's something I can play for you, let me know. Oops. Try that again. I'll put my song list in chat for you. Thank you. Let's do the chorus now. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you. Oh, it's Agent Dave. What's up? I'm just doing a loop of The Way right now by Fastball. If there's something I can play for you, let me know. Thank you.
they going without ever knowing where? They made up their minds and they started packing. They left before the sun came up that day. An exit to eternal center sacking. But where were they going without ever knowing where? They drank out the wine and they started talking. They now had more important things to say. And when the car broke down, they started walking. But where were they going without ever knowing where? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. It's all summer, they'll never get cold, never get hungry, they'll never get old and gray. You can see the shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway, they're happy there today, today. The children woke up and they couldn't find them. They left before the sun came up that day. They just drove off and left it all behind them. But where were they going without ever knowing where? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved in gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold, never get hungry, they'll never get old and gray. You can see the shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway, they're happy there today, today. For the two, thank you for a new sub. Another one, thank you guys. Let me know if I can play you something. Here's my song list. Thank you guys so much. We had a whole bunch of priority requests put in the chat. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. When I started looping today, my confidence went like super down, but I feel like I'm starting to get my bearings now. I woke the sheep up. For Irish Dad, welcome. How are you? It's good to see you. I've been learning some more fiddle. I've been focusing more admittedly on a traditional old-time Appalachian style fiddle, but I do want to get back into playing some Celtic as well.
Once again, for the two, thank you so much for the brand new sub. And in case you couldn't hear me over the music, that does give you a priority request if that's something you'd like. For Bellu, you asked for one of my arrangements, Fiona Apple song. I know I said I was going to arrange all the sheet music. Weirdly enough, I am pretty good at knowing where things are, though. Extraordinary Machine is the arrangement I put together. Thank you, Ted. Thank you. So for this one, I make an all-string arrangement. And I was going to try a new trick on this. I don't think I've done it before, but I've been practicing a lot of piano, guitar, bass, and Ableton, which is the program that I use to loop. And I'm getting much more confident with Ableton, and slowly but surely the other instruments as well. Of course, my main instrument that I practice every day is violin, but I have a lot of goals I'm trying to accomplish. So I pre-recorded some pizzicato. I'll show you what it sounds like before I do the octave drop. But here's like the beginning of my arrangement for this one. Very simple, but I learned how to drop it an octave to make my pizzicato sound like a bass. And I think it's going to make the sound much more full. Let me make sure I'm all ready before we get started. This should be good. Doc, what's up? Bassicato. that this sounds like dropped an octave. It might sound weird, but let's try it. No, that's cool. I lost my mouse. There it is. It goes to the other monitor sometimes. I'm so happy that the dropped octave sounds as good as it does. This changes everything. And no, tripwire stay. I know I'm kind of slow moving today, y'all. And then I get faster the more confident I get. I'm just trying some new things. Okay, next part. Joe! Pull it together. Let's drop that an octave. shopping for any new shoes. And I certainly haven't been spreading myself around. I still only travel by foot, and by foot it's a slow climb. But I'm good at being uncomfortable, so I can't stop changing all of the time. I notice that my opponent is always on the go and won't go slow, so he's not to focus. And I noticed he looked right from any guide as long as they go fast. From whence came, but he's no good at being uncomfortable, so he can't stop staying exactly the same. If there was a better way to go and it would find me, I can't help it, the road just rose out behind me. Ooh, be kind to me, or treating me mean. I'll make the most of it, I'm an extraordinary machine. I seem to you to seek a new disaster every day. Deem me due to clean my view and be at peace and lay. I mean to move, I need to prove in my own way and say I've been getting along for long before you came into the play. I am the baby of the family, it happened so everybody cares and wears their sheep's clothes while they chaperone. Curious, you looking down your nose at me while you appease. Curious to try and help, but let me set your mind at ease. If there was a better way to go and it would find me, I can't help it, the road just rose out behind me. Oh, be kind to me, or treating me mean. I'll make the most of it, I'm an extraordinary machine. Oh, if there was a better way to go and it would find me, I can't help it, the road just rose out behind me. Oh, be kind to me, or treating me mean. Oh, I'll make the most of it, I'm an extraordinary machine. Ooh, I'm really excited about that one when I get more comfy with it. Dropping the couple parts in octave helped it really fill out and feel more like a completed arrangement. I'm really happy with that. That was fun. Ted, you're the sweetest. I sing that one from memory. I don't need the lyrics typically for that one, because I really love that song. I know I'm falling behind on the priority requests, everybody. I apologize. I've had some ones that have taken me a long time to put together. And our next one is another example of that. It's my brand new arrangement, so I'll go as quickly as I can. I decided to put together an arrangement of a Maroon 5 song that I loved when I was in middle school called Tangled. I have been practicing the piano, and I think I have a stronger idea of how I want to do this. I guess I just feel bad sometimes, like if people put in a priority request and I already have a handful of them, because it might take me a second to get there. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm, ignoring them or something. So let's see here. What should I start with? Maybe the electric guitar? Or let's do the acoustic, just to set a foundation, and then I'll add the electric guitar and build it from there. Also, Rena, what's up? Tangled. All right, this is gonna be my first time trying this with the setup, and A little nervous, but I'm just going to do my best. See you, Ted. Here's a little drum groove I made. I see. Well, that's the bass line I learned, but here's the little groove I made with it. Okay. Let's try it. Okay, confidence. I have it. Kinda. G, F, B minor. I'm realizing I should have done this with the electric guitar. That's why that effect's on it, but I'll just roll with it because I already have it. Then the chorus, Rena. Oh shoot. I changed the key of this, so it'd be B minor first. Okay. B minor, F, D, E. Come on, you can do this. 2, 3, 4, 1, press. So I did say electric guitar, but I accidentally did the acoustic right when it happened, and for the sake of time, I'm gonna stick with this for right now, because I still want to add a lot of other stuff. Oh, actually just strings. So, sorry to lead you on, Daniel.
for all the things I've done and said, and I don't know if it'll ever be okay to show my face around here. Sometimes I wonder if I disappear. Would you ever turn your head around and don't look back? 'Cause I feel there's nothing left to say to you. that you wanna hear, that you wanna know. I think I should go. Things I've done are way too shameful. Oh. You're just an innocent, a helpless victim of a spider's web, and I'm an insect. I'm going after anything that I can get, so you better turn your head and run. See if I'm gone, yes I fear there's nothing left to say to you that you wanna hear, that you wanna know. I think I should go. Things I've done are way too shameful. Oh, and I've done you so wrong, treated you bad, strung you along, not ashamed of myself. I don't know how I got so tangled. Turn your head around, see if I'm gone, yes I fear there's nothing left to say to you that you wanna hear, that you wanna know. I think I should go. Things I've done are way too shameful. Oh, and I've done you so wrong, treated you bad, strung you along. I'm ashamed of myself. I don't know how I got so tangled.
Okay. First time with that arrangement. I feel like it's going in the right direction. I just got to get more confident. Thank you everyone for making me feel so comfortable today. If I'm being honest, I just feel like I'm getting in my own way a lot today. But weirdly enough, I'm not getting like upset about it. Old me would get really freaked out and like disappointed in myself, and I'm kind of like, I'm just running with the vibe. I'm just showing that even when you might not be feeling 100%, you can still give it what you got for that time. The funny Rage 30, thank you for the follow, as well as Tease and the kind words in chat. Tease, thank you. Tease, thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I still got 2 priority requests to get to. So I think I'm going to close the requests, and I'm probably going to stop after these 2. Let me do the toot. I hope you're still here. I feel so bad. I made you really wait for this one. You're asking for one. I haven't done it in a hot minute. So it might be a little wonky, but I'm going to try. And then I'm going to order that pizza that I wanted. So this is in 4/4. Oh, the toot, you are still here. Awesome. Thank you for waiting. Thank you. And thank you everybody for today. I sincerely feel so lucky to get the chance to play music every day, and you guys are a large reason that I can make this my full time. So thank you. It's been just a dream come true, and I'm trying to just use this opportunity to push myself to try new things and just get as good at music as I can. Wait, what's this? Oh, I saved over my template with this new drum groove I made. Does anyone recognize what song I'm working on for the next arrangement? I learned the bass line this morning. I kind of want to see if I can remember the bass line real quick. I figured out how to put this awesome effect on it. Let me see. Oh, come on, mouse. There you are. Give me one moment. I want to show you what I did to use its fun. I have to go under Racks, Audio Effects, Amp Simulation, Basic Heavy Amp. We're going to put that there on this track. Let's see if I remember the bass line that I learned this morning. I'll start the volume low in case it's loud. Yeah, that's it's Muse, you got it. Yeah. Yeah, I've been working on the bass. I'm trying to learn a bass line and a drum groove every other day. I have a little schedule for myself. But I also figured out how to use the effects in Ableton way better. This sounds so sick. I went on that because yeah, Doc, I'm working really hard on it. Again, you guys have given me the chance to try doing music full time, with this being my job right now. And so every day I wake up, I'm like, I need to learn something. And so I made that drum groove and learned that bass line this morning. I'm going to learn the guitar part for it. I learned my old time fiddle tune. I did my classical practice. I am excited. There's lots of good things coming. I just feel really self-conscious that I'm still making a lot of mistakes as I go. But it's just because I'm trying to make a lot happen at once. And I know I'm going to get there if you keep giving me a chance. I know I can do it. I just have to keep trying. Okay, I fixed the issue. So I haven't done this for like a year. Let's see. Rock music's supposed to be filled with mistakes. That's actually a fair point. So let's see. How does this go again? I'm looking at it. Acoustic. I want to try and maybe put the old time radio effect that I saved meant for vocals on the acoustic on this. I think it could be cool. I'm just experimenting. We're going to see what happens. Audio effects, audio effect rack, radio. So I'm going to put that on the guitar. Doc, thank you. I have $10 for playing the bass. Thank you. And there's going to be more electric guitar coming. I got lots of plans, y'all. It's coming. I promise. So, ow. My radio effect voice, I found out that if you compress the frequencies, hopefully it will work like this, then you sound a little more like you're in a radio. And I think that it would sound cool with the guitar. So I'm gonna try it for the first time. Here's my groove, or just kick. Generous to call this a groove. That's pretty fast. That's gonna be hard. I should slow it down. Maybe a little less radio. That's a good amount. And then the B section, I guess I'll do. So that goes F minor, G. It's good enough, whatever. This might be a hot mess. But it will be my mess. And then I'm gonna have pizza. There it is. Okay, violin time. I'm gonna leave that as a to be continued. Yes, I did something wrong, but I don't know what I did wrong. I think I did the second part double time where it should have been half of that. Oh, and there was a tag. I will have this ready for sure by next week. Promise. I promise I'll get the whole thing down. And for the next time you come in, I will play it for you, the whole version, whenever you want. Sorry to only give you half, but I just hadn't done this for a year. I kind of forgot it was on the song list. But I hope that little sneak peek was okay. That is a good theme for Kimchi to cause trouble. Admittedly, my brain is starting to just kind of go because we've been going for like over 3 hours. I will be there. Okay, I promise you that B section's gonna be ready. I'm playing with that balance of making sure that I am giving myself a little bit of rest time. The name of the last song I did was called Bone Trossel, or known as a Papyrus theme from Undertale. And there's lots of like amazing covers of it on. Oh my goodness. We have like one of the... Oh, this is Final Fantasy VI. Okay. We have a pretty challenging final song for Agent Dave, and I'm going to do my best, but oh no, it's very fast. It's the battle theme from Final Fantasy VI. Final raid boss. Very true. I also love the idea of this being Kimchi's Getting Into Mischief song, because that's so true. Since we've had some new friends today, let me show you a picture of Kimchi. He's my cat. His name is Kimchi, and he is 6 months old and a little baby, and I love him so much. He is so freaking cute. He likes to fall asleep on my face. Like this. Oh my god, look at him. He is so precious. That's Kimchi. Okay, one final song for Honor Joe. You can freaking do this. Oh yes, we have a mention of the giveaway. I should also bring that up again. For anyone who's curious about that giveaway, it is our wonderful sponsor, which is Capital One, and their free shopping extension, a browser extension that will search the internet for coupon codes before you go to checkout. It works on a massive, massive variety of websites, including like GameStop, Sephora, Adorama, Best Buy. The list just goes on and on and on. And again, it's free, and it will save you money, so you should definitely do it. And then on the extra plus side of that, if you download it, you get entered in this giveaway lottery. If we get 26 more people to sign up, then one of the 100 is going to receive these Yamaha Monitor speakers. I use these. I absolutely adore them. And I see them in studios spread all throughout Nashville. So I highly, highly recommend. Not only that you sign up for the browser extension just to save some money, but also you could get a chance to win those beautiful speakers. It's just 3 clicks, literally. Super easy. Okay, calm music. Get out of here. We're doing decisive battle. I can do it. What's the right thing? Oh gosh, you asked for like one of the hardest songs I know. Okay. Oh, wait, actually I'm mixing it up with another one. It's hard, but I think I got it. Let's try it. Okay. Oh, I could do this. I could do this. Decisive Battle 2. Octopath Traveler. A challenge. Okay. It's not that bad, I guess. It's kind of bad. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I know. It was a bit rough. I'm just so tired. I'm so sorry. A very exciting ending. Oh, Lord, save us. Yeah, I need pizza. I need to be better, admittedly, at making sure I take breaks with practice, because I practiced today for like a long time, and then I think trying to do the 3-hour thing, I put myself in a bad spot. But I'll learn. I'm figuring this all out. I promise. I'll do that one better next time. Let's see. Who do we want to raid? I would like to raid. How about we raid? Let's raid Courtney. Thank y'all. I feel bad getting kind of whiny at the end. My brain just started panicking. Oh. I will be live again tomorrow morning for anyone who wants some morning music. And again, just thank you guys so much for all the support, and I really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. There we go. Oh, goodness.